I'm going to take a look at a genuine US MRE. It's going to be menu number 6 beef patty. This one has a date code on it of 1299. So this was packaged on the 299th day of 2011. This is about 5 years old. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside of here. Now we have a fail on the peelable seal. Alright, we have the entree, beef patty grilled. This is the ingredients and the nutrition facts. You can pause here if you want to read those. There's a date code on it of 1271, the 271st day of 2011. And so we have, oh, this is actually good. This is a wheat snack bread twin pack. I was thinking this was going to be 2 wheat snack breads. A lot of times with the chicken breast patties and the beef patties, stuff like that, they'll give you 2 full wheat snack breads, and it's kind of a lot to make a sandwich out of it. It's very, very dry and makes you really thirsty. So we have the twin pack of wheat snack breads. I also have cheese spread with bacon, nut raisin mix. It's going to include peanuts, raisins, walnuts, almonds, filberts, cosine, and a few other random elements. Cheddar cheese crackers. These will be like combos. Date code of 1285. Tropical Punch beverage base powder. No fruit juice. Barbecue sauce. Hot beverage bag, which will be important out here in the great outdoors. Flameless ration heater. MRE spoon. And accessory pack A. Which has instant coffee, non-dairy dry creamer, sugar, matches, toilet paper, or in this case I'm putting a napkin for today, moist towelette, salt, and some gum. Alright, so it's a pretty hot day out here today. I actually don't really think I need the coffee, but for the sake of having a nice complete review, we do have one advantage with this one, in that it really only has one thing that needs to be heated, the beef patty. I could throw the cheese spread in there too, but instead I think I'm going to put the beef patty in on one side of the flameless ration heater, and I'm going to mix up the coffee in the hot beverage bag on the other side. And this sort of a demonstration is a really good example of just how useful the hot beverage bags are, because most of my reviews are done inside and I have a tray and whatever I need to mix everything up and make everything just fine. But out here I really just have what I have, and it makes it a lot easier to mix something when you have a nice little zip top bag here that has measurements on it, and that's meant to be able to go into a flameless ration heater. So let's see. First I'm just going to mix up the coffee. It smells pretty good. Coffee creamer and sugar. Add some water to that. And one disadvantage I have here is that the Flameless ration heater is going to have to work overtime because this is actually cold water that I have. So we're going to get that mixed up so it looks like coffee. Actually, the water's so cold this would actually make good iced coffee. That looks somewhat good. I'm going to get most of the air out of here. Make it a little bit easier for the flameless ration heater. And I'm going to put the beef patty, and the beef patty is only, most MRE entrees are 8 ounces. This one is only 2.6 ounces or 74 grams. Usually they make it up. I think that's part of the reason why they usually have the 2 wheat snack breads, and it kind of makes up for some of the nutrition that you're losing. But then again, despite the fact that it's only 2.6 ounces, you are getting, actually these numbers aren't really all that bad. Only 10% of your daily sodium intake, 12% of your total fat, and 16% of your saturated fat. 150 calories. And I'm going to put the beef patty in the flameless ration heater. A little bit of water to get that activated. You can feel something happening down there. That heat's starting. Just want to make sure we get water into all of these heater elements. And the directions really only show you putting 1 pouch in here. You can do 2. The way I used to always do it is I always sandwich 2 pouches around the heating elements. But because of the fact that it really needs to be, you need to get the water into these heating elements, I like to just put 1 thing in now. And it's just definitely getting hot and it's starting to steam a little bit. So I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to actually put the coffee on the other side of the heating element, but outside of the flameless ration heater bag. And you can see that steam coming off there, but looks like it's working pretty good now. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this whole thing at an angle on a rock or something. And as we're going through this stuff, we have this convenient trash bag, so we can make sure we're not leaving a mess in here. Pack in and pack out, as it were. Alright, while that heats up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the rest of the stuff that we have. This is the twin pack wheat snack bread. If you're familiar with wheat snack bread, it's usually thick loaf of bread-like material, and this is basically the same thing, but there's 2 of them, and they're quite thin. This is the nut and raisin mix. And the cheddar cheese crackers. I just don't really want to open. A ton of them, but it smells good. Basically, it's a pretzel in a little tube shape, and there's a cheese inside of it. Cheddar cheese kind of a thing. And the cheese spread with bacon. While it's nice that they have these things thin like this, I'm just going to use 1 for the beef patty, and the other one I'm going to go ahead and put some of the cheese spread bacon on it. I'll probably put some of this on the patty too, but just for the sake of being able to see and check this out. It's looking kind of weird. Smells good though. That's the important thing. Found somebody that likes cheese spread with bacon. Or maybe not. And as where we get one of the problems as far as doing this out in the field. The Tropical Punch beverage base powder, it takes half a canteen cup, which I don't have, or 12 ounces of water. And obviously that's going to be too much to mix up in a little cup. So I'm kind of cheating a little bit. I happen to have an extra hot beverage bag. My original plan was I was going to... Oh man, that beverage bag broke. I've never had that happen before, but I think I'm able to save it. My original plan was I was going to mix up the drink and then make the coffee in it, which wouldn't be the optimal thing to do. But since I had an extra hot beverage bag, I'm going to go ahead and use that. Put the 12 ounces of water in here. Up to there. And yes, I'm sure some people prefer to put the powder in first, some people prefer to put the water in first. The reason I did the water first is to get an accurate measurement. It's one of the things I'm a big fan of the hot beverage bags, and I know it just seems like it's a Ziploc bag. You know, what's so special about that? And it's true. But some people are, I'm sure, really good at guesstimating amounts of water in other liquids. And I'm not one of those people. So I like to have these little marks here that tell you how much you're using. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's nice to be somewhat accurate. Give this a nice shake. Since this isn't the carbohydrate electrolyte ones, these ones tend to be a little bit harder to get completely mixed up, but this seems to be okay. It's leaking a little bit here. This definitely had a failure on this hot beverage bag, but it did what I needed it to do. Didn't mix up quite as well as I thought it had. Got a couple clumps in there. No big deal. And yeah, as I said, these non-carbohydrate electrolyte beverage powders, they tend to be harder to get shaken up. I've been having really good luck with them lately, so I'm kind of surprised to see how many clumps are in this one. But I guess it's just the way it goes. And I think we're ready for our main dish. It's a good amount of heat in there on both sides, which means it's gotten through to the other outside of the things that are being heated, so that's a good sign. Here's the coffee. Let's see how that is. That is actually hot. Good. And the beef patty. There's still a lot of heat in here, but I'm ready to eat. It doesn't need to be all that hot anyway on a hot day like today. So this is the kind of thing I could, there's enough heat in there, I could throw the cheese spread in there. I could, I don't know, use it as a hand warmer if it was winter. And there's our little beef patty in a big standard size pouch. That's hot. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to put the juices in here. I mean, I don't normally do this, but juices themselves are pretty good. But since I'm going to try and eat this as a kind of an open-faced sandwich, I'm going to keep them separate as much as I can. Here's our grilled beef patty. It's, you know, it really kind of has a nice appearance to it. I know it's chopped and formed and all that, but it kind of looks like a hamburger. It doesn't really look all that overly processed. You can see the grill marks on there. Alright, and since I used my coffee cup for the juices, which, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and drink that. I luckily have this nice Swedish camping coffee cup that was given to me by the Magnus. I'm going to use that for the coffee. Oh, which is really hot. It's impressive. Alright, I'm going to try this out. I guess I really don't need the spoon for the beef patty. Give that a try as it is. It's pretty good. I like it. Give it a shot of some barbecue sauce. And a little bit of cheese spread, bacon. Make a little bacon cheeseburger, barbecue bacon cheeseburger. And try that. I think the bullfrogs are liking the look of that. Yep, and that takes something good and makes it even better. Try the coffee. Coffee's not really my thing, so I'll give it a quick try. It's fine. Instant coffee. Not too much to say about that. Let's try out these nut and raisin mix. Make sure I got a little bit of everything in here. That's good. It always kind of surprises me with the nut raisin mixes that they're not a little saltier. They don't really seem to add salt, considering the sodium content of MREs is pretty high usually. You just kind of think that would be a salty thing too. I'd had the cheese spread on the beef patty, but let's just try it by itself on the wheat snack bread. That's good stuff. Can't go wrong with bacon. And that just leaves us with the combos, or the cheddar cheese crackers. I already know I like these. There's a little look inside of it. You can see it just cheese right through the center of that little tube of pretzel. I'm sorry, these are actually the cracker ones. They make combos in cracker and pretzel varieties. Get this little visitor out of here. And this leaves us with our slightly clumpy tropical punch. It seems like those things might have broken up on their own. That's refreshing. That's pretty much it for this MRE Menu No.6 beef patty from 2011 in the Sapaco company. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. And then there's one last thing I want to share since we're out in the wilderness here. Let's use up the rest of this cheese spread. And more barbecue sauce. That's that. Let's finish our cheeseburger. It might be worth mentioning that I'm actually doing this on Memorial Day weekend. It's kind of considered the unofficial beginning of summer. There's a lot of barbecuing and grilling that goes on, a lot of hot dogs and hamburgers, so that cheeseburger kind of fits right in. Alright, so I didn't finish up everything. I decided to, pretty much had enough to eat, so I decided to save the cheddar cheese crackers and the rest of the nut raisin mix for later. You know, if you're out camping or on maneuvers in the military, it's nice to have a little snack for later. So, but the only things that weren't finished, except for the, I didn't use all the barbecue sauce either. So, we have some gum to finish off with. A peppermint. Got a little kick to it. I mean, it's pretty soft, despite being 5 years old. Although this could come in handy later if I was really out camping. Can use the so-called toilet paper as a napkin. No, I also didn't use the salt, but whatever. I'll clean up a little bit with the moist towelette. Which just leaves us with a big mess. Let me actually show you how much mess we generated. Alright, so all this trash was generated from this one MRE. And of course we still have the bag, it's another bit of trash there. And it also doesn't include the cheddar cheese crackers and the nut raisin mix, which I'm keeping those packages. So although there's a lot of packaging, one nice thing is that your bag that started the whole thing can also be a trash bag for packing out what you packed in. And of course the spoon is it's a nice item you could certainly keep. As a matter of fact, I am going to keep that. Never know when you're going to need that. Let's see how much we can condense this mess we made. The flameless ration heater is finally cooling down. Yeah, that's not too bad. Despite the fact that there's a lot of stuff, you really can just stuff it all back into the main entree box. Everything's in there. And that can go in there. And that's our menu number 6 beef patty. Thank you for watching.